From using drugs to improve performance to tampering with sports equipment, here are some superstar athletes accused of cheating, starting with Tom Brady. The news of New England Patriots quarterback Tom Brady joining Fox Sports as their main NFL commentator came in May 2022. He was set to team up with Kevin Burkhardt, the principal play-by-play announcer for Fox Sports, on their main broadcast crew. But things haven't been going too well for Brady recently, since his personal life has taken a turn for the worse. Tom Brady had previously been considered an American hero by millions of people across the world, but his reputation was tarnished in 2015 when it was discovered that he'd asked for the balls to be slightly underinflated during the 2014-15 AFC Championship game against the Indianapolis Colts. Brady was suspended for 4 games and fined $1 million because of this controversy. And if that wasn't enough, Brady and his wife of 13 years have recently gotten divorced, which I'm guessing hasn't been an easy transition for either of them. Just like Tom Brady, this next athlete also messed around with the equipment. I'm talking about Sammy Sosa. Sosa was playing a game in 2003 for the Chicago Cubs against the Tampa Bay Rays when he used a corked bat. For those of you who don't know what this is, it basically means that Sosa had filled his baseball bat with cork or some other less dense material to make it lighter, giving him more power and control when swinging. This is seen as blatant cheating in the baseball world. When Sosa's bat broke during the first inning of this game, he went to grab a new one, but the plate umpire noticed cork among the splinters and immediately dismissed him from the game. Later, Sosa admitted that he'd been using his altered bat for batting practice and home runs demonstrations for his fans. Major League Baseball collected 76 of Sosa's other bats to examine them, but they were all confirmed as cork-free. In the end, he was forced to sit out 7 games because of this. But well, at least he didn't take drugs just to improve his performance. Unlike Lance Armstrong. Lance Armstrong is infamous for his doping practices while cycling, and it's been widely believed that he had the most well-organized doping plan of any athlete in sports history. Threats and accusations of cheating were continuously denied by Armstrong, who would often describe himself as a miracle. Yet, many individuals still suspected him of using performance enhancers. The most serious charge made against him was that he bribed the International Cycling Union with a large sum of money to cover up his positive drug test. But it didn't end there. Armstrong also allegedly offered USADA $250,000 in 2004 to make their accusations disappear. It's clear that Armstrong was not only using drugs himself, but he was also convincing his teammates to do the same. I mean, that's way over the line. When the Sunday Times suggested that Armstrong had been doping during his Tour de France wins, he threatened to file a lawsuit against the newspaper. Armstrong was desperate to keep his secrets and even intimidate anyone who would try to expose him. Finally, in 2012, Armstrong admitted to all of the accusations against him when he appeared on Oprah's show. After that, he was banned from professional cycling for life, and all 7 of his Tour de France victories were stripped away. But this next athlete had it even worse. Diego Maradona. The football world was shocked in 1986 when Diego Maradona, one of the most controversial figures in history, successfully scored a goal using his hand rather than his head. The goal, which gave Argentina a decisive 2-1 win against England in the World Cup quarterfinals, quickly became known as the Hand of God for obvious reasons. Maradona was a gifted player, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that he almost single-handedly led Argentina to the 1986 World Cup title. But despite his talent, many football fans felt that Maradona had cheated to get the goal. The replays clearly showed him hitting the ball past the goalkeeper with his hand. The Hand of God goal wasn't the only time Maradona was caught cheating. In 1994, he was expelled from the World Cup after testing positive for a banned substance. This further cemented his reputation as a cheater and cast a long shadow over Argentina's 1986 win. And well, he just wasn't able to ever fully recover from it, and how could he? While this is pretty bad, what this next athlete did was even crazier. Yep, I'm talking about Marion Jones. Marion Jones was one of the most successful athletes to ever compete in the Olympics. She won 5 medals at the 2000 Sydney Summer Summer Olympics, 3 gold and 2 bronze. This made her a fan favorite, but it wasn't long before a dark cloud began to appear over her career. It came out that Jones had taken steroids on the eve of the Sydney 2000 Olympics, and then lied about it to federal investigators. She was later charged with making false statements in a New York court about her involvement in an illicit check-cashing scam and her use of prohibited performance-enhancing medications. The judge at her trial said that he wanted to make an example out of people like her, and Jones was sentenced to 6 months in jail. She was also asked to give up all the medals she had won at the Sydney Olympics. Jones served her time from March to September 2008, and following her release, she retired from the sport. She now works as a personal trainer in Austin, Texas, and is trying to move on with her life after the scandal that destroyed her career. But another name that no one could have seen coming is Danny Almonte. The 2001 Little League World Series had the entire world talking when it was discovered that Danny Almonte, the star pitcher of his team, had been playing with falsified documents. The hurler could throw blazing 70 miles per hour fastballs, which is equivalent to a Major League 92 miles per hour fastball. He was dominating the competition, who were all 12-year-olds. This led to the international community voicing their opinion on maintaining fair and respectful competition. It turns out that another team had hired a private investigator to uncover Almonte's true age after becoming suspicious of his talent. And well, turns out he was almost 15, while everyone else was 12. That might sound like just 3 years, but for teenagers, that's basically like being a decade older. This discovery revealed the competitive nature of even Little League play, and the lengths teams were willing to go to gain an advantage. The Little League World Series has always prided itself on having young, clean competition that has implications for the future of sports. And this incident really shattered their entire image. But he's not the only one who was trying to bend the rules. Ty Cobb was caught doing something similar. At the beginning of the 20th century, Ty Cobb was widely considered one of the greatest baseball players to ever play. Even now, decades after his death, he holds numerous major league records. But this legend's career was also marked by a reputation for dirty play, hard-nosed tactics, and lowbrow behavior. He was known for sliding into infielders with his cleats, stealing signs, and tripping base runners. It's important to consider everything Cobbs had been going through at the time. Only months before his rookie season, he'd lost his father when his mother murdered him in a tragic accident. He was emotionally unstable and endured hazing during his rookie year, which is understandable given his crazy circumstances. So while it's hard to judge Cobb for his behavior, knowing what he went through, it definitely wasn't the most sportsmanlike thing to do. But this is a hard one. Is there ever a circumstance where cheating and playing dirty is okay? I think not. And those were all the superstar athletes accused of cheating.